The 2027 Rolex SailGP Championship calendar has been revealed with 2 brand new venues and the return of potentially one of the best sailing venues in the world. I'm with Stevie Morrison. Shall we dive right in, Stevie? Hong Kong, number 1, stop number 1.
Yeah, new venue. I mean, how exciting, really. It's so good to be getting to the Far East. I've not sailed there. Funnily enough, in 1986, I'm going to roll the clock back for you here, my dad came second at a Flying 15 World Championship.
Wow.
So I'll be able to do a little bit of pre-regatta research with him. So that's kind of, yeah, I suppose cool in a way. But yeah, just exciting to be getting to a different venue. I couldn't tell you a lot about it, having never been there. But what I do know, having landed there, is the backdrop's going to be incredible. Yeah,
city landscape, cityscape, similar to New York in terms of that background. But it does feel like it could potentially be an underrated venue. Again, I've never sailed there before, but from visiting, lots of water, lots of wind when I was there, a few ferries knocking around, could be a good spot. We've got Perth again, the Fremantle Doctor, another chance for you to do your pun that you do on comms. How good was that this year? And it's great to be returning next year.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's hard, isn't it? We want to be going to cities, we want to be going to fantastic sailing venues. We'd love to have them both together, and I think in some ways Perth, it was phenomenal, wasn't it? And you can't guarantee the wind, but if you can guarantee the wind anywhere, then probably Fremantle's the place, and Perth, you know, so I'm super excited. I mean, the fact that that's on the calendar and seems to be maybe a regular feature, I love it. I mean, you know, Western Australia, what a venue, you know, for the sailors, so lucky to get to go out there, the athletes to travel around. But as a sailing venue and what we saw this year, I mean, that is just, well, TV gold, I thought. Yeah,
definitely TV gold. Few injuries, couple of crashes.
Yes.
The perfect SailGP weekend, some would say. Probably not the producers. But San Francisco, you've been there multiple times. I wasn't a part of SailGP when you visited before. It seems to me like that is probably one of the best venues on the calendar.
Yeah, I just think it's, again, spectacular backdrop, isn't it? You know, they can get the camera angle that shows Alcatraz. You've got this incredible city in behind it. And then from a sailor's perspective, you've got this really complex race course where you've got a lot of current either coming in from the Golden Gate Bridge or going out through the Golden Gate Bridge, where you can either get a gain or a loss. So you might need to go to the shore, you might need to go out. The wind tends to be bending as it follows the land. So it's a real sort of tactical versus strategy battle. And it's often quite a reasonably sized race course. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Hong Kong's quite a tight course, you know, a real Street Fighter city course. San Fran's, you know, it's a sailor's course. It's a boat speed course. It's got some tactics and strategy. So many ways it's the complete course. And again, it's one of those venues where, you know, keep saying I can't guarantee win. Be positive, Stevie, you know, but I think in San Fran, it's one of those venues where you think, you know, you're just going to have a good event.
What you said there that I thought was really interesting is it seems that this calendar for 2027 is potentially one of the most varied in terms of locations that we're visiting and also the types of courses and types of racing that can potentially occur at those venues. Would you say the same?
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, you know, ultimately we want to, there's lots of things, isn't there? We want to take SailGP and the league and all the teams to lots of venues around the world, to get new people to see it. I mean, that's what motivates me about SailGP, is it showcases our sport, which I just think I love that. You also want the best sailors in the world to have to be tested.
Yeah.
And every sailor will tend to have a different super strength. You know, we often talk about Tom Slingsby, the heavy air master, struggles in light wind. You know, he's having to redefine himself at the moment. And he'll be looking at that calendar and saying, what have I got to be really good at to do well next year? And he will go away and define it. You know, the Swiss team, they show themselves pretty good in the light breeze. They'll be looking at some of those venues and just, you know, rubbing their hands at it. So yeah, I think we're going to a very varied calendar, it looks like. And yeah, exciting to get to new places too.
And speaking of new places, Rome's on there.
Yes.
I mean, I've never been to Italy and I just love Italian food, so I'm low-key buzzing to go. But it seems like a quite unique venue for sailing. I haven't heard a lot about Rome and sailing before.
Alex, I'm going to hit you with a couple of ideas straight off, because the thing that I think is going to be my favourite thing about Rome is going to be absolutely social media. You're going to be in a gladiator's outfit with each of the drivers, and we're going to be doing some kind of showcase like that.
Colosseum.
I only hope the sailing at that venue will live up to the internet content you're going to knock out for us there. I'm absolutely sure of that. But yeah, excited to get there on the Med. Should be sea breezes, potentially quite choppy, often quite choppy in the Mediterranean. Can be quite a steady breeze, so it could be a real sort of venue where people are having to judge how hard do we fly the boats, how hard do we push. Yeah, just again, exciting to get somewhere new. Don't know a lot about it. Sailed a reasonable bit on the Med, and as I say, I think just the fact it'll be quite choppy, it could be quite a gnarly one.
Flight controller's worst nightmare. Well, there's quite a few returning venues. I wanted to note one in particular, Sassnitz.
Yes.
I mean, we were there last year, renamed Crashnitz because of what happened. We're going again this year, and it's a recurring one, which I think is really good because it was flat water, Baltic Sea.
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah, Baltic
Sea.
And it was just a really good venue, I thought, for sailing. The German fans came down in their thousands, and it was really good vibes.
Yeah, I mean, Germany's just a fantastic supporter of sailing. It loves sailing. It's had some absolutely incredible sailors in its Olympic history, and you know, and Germany, Deutsche Bank, they're starting to sort of really find their feet in the league, and having a constant home venue's amazing. When we were there last year, you know, it was amazing. I'm sure again this season, as we go into season 6, I'm really looking forward to seeing what we get. You know, the 2026 season's kind of been delivering, so hopefully the breeze will keep coming there. But yes, it was full on last year. I don't think it's guaranteed to be full on there, but you probably need to be ready. Well, an interesting thing, and you're probably going to take me to Geneva in a minute, but we've done a lot of saltwater sailing so far.
Yes.
We're going to go to freshwater, and then the Baltic's almost a midpoint, salinity-wise. There you go. There's a word you don't get on Instagram every day. Yeah, so, you know, that's another test for the sailors and for the technical side of it.
Okay, that's interesting. So that's another consideration. If we're talking about a variety of venues, you've got location, you've got the weather of that location as well, and then you're throwing in almost a third element, which is the salt, the salinity.
If it's solid, we got a problem.
Yeah, true. Very true. Very true. The salinity of the water. A whole other consideration you have to consider as an athlete on one of these boats. But a venue which I'm really excited about again, and that we've just been to, is Rio de Janeiro. That was such an iconic landscape and view. I mean, the racing and the weather, we can't control that. So it's exciting that we're going back at a different time of year as well.
Yeah, different time of year. So it'll be interesting what that throws up. And it's kind of towards the back end of the season. So it's almost on that sort of, you know, the finals coming sort of thing. So there's a different pressure in the fleet. It's a slightly different beast, I think, once you get to that. But yeah, I mean, Saturday was tricky in Rio, but Sunday was, I mean, I love Sunday. It was shifty, it was gusty. There was, you know, you can never turn right until the Spanish choose to turn right because they've seen that chance to roll the dice and pull something out of the bag. So yeah, I think Rio's got the potential. If you know, again, we need the wind to come, don't we? And it's not luck because you can know that there's a good time of year and a bad time of year to go there. And I think this time of year we're going to go hopefully a little bit better for breeze. And when it's good, it just looks spectacular. You know, you come off the start line and you've got a shot of Sugarloaf Mountain in the background. I mean, it's just like, wow, this is far out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, 2027 calendar for the Rolex SailGP Championship is going to be a spectacle, to say the least. We're very excited. Let us know in the comments what you think, and we'll see you next time.